Hernandez and Mike Gaffney. Please enjoy the show.
Yo?
Yo.
There you are. Okay.
There
Got me?
I got you.
Okay, cool.
Can you get
Right off
closer
the
to your
bat?
microphone?
What?
What were you saying?
Right off the bat you did it?
I did what?
We got it going right off the bat.
Oh, nice. Yeah, well, let's not jinx
What?
it now.
What did you say about a microphone? I can't put it in. Remember, it doesn't...
No, I mean, just get closer to your tablet.
Like this? That good?
Let's go back.
This is fine.
Or project better.
All right. What are you, my fucking voice coach?
Yeah.
Is this better? I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's good. Mike doesn't have his microphone because... tell the story, Mike, of...
Okay. Oh, this is a riveting story. First off, welcome to All in Our Heads with Joe and Mike.
Yep. I'm Joe.
And,
he's Mike.
Yep. That's how it worked out. And now, the story about why I don't have a microphone. I left my AirBook charger at the hotel, got about 40 minutes away, and did not want to turn back around and go get the fucking thing.
Yeah.
So I have no regular computer. I'm only going off a tablet.
Okay.
And then I went to Best Buy, $80 for a replacement charger. I'm like, $80?
It's a little pricey.
What is for a fucking charger?
Yeah.
So I can order them online, but it's going to take like 2 or 3 days. And the hotel's holding mine. I'm back up there in 3 weeks. So I'm going to have to order I'm going to buy like a shit one that's like an aftermarket one that's like $20. It'll probably burn out in a week, but I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I'm using my tablet, and I have a USB port in this tablet, but when I put my external microphone in, it doesn't activate like a microphone. I can only listen to shit. I can listen to it through that speaker microphone, but I can't talk.
Well, it's because the tablet doesn't give out enough power for you to power the microphone. 'Cause that's a powered microphone.
Okay.
It powers through the USB, so it's like, oh, I'll give you either you can hear me or talk to me, but you're not getting both.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's that. But I think they can hear you pretty good for this podcast.
Okay, good.
Because, we're recording it Monday afternoon. I had an insane amount of emails this morning about how we didn't have an episode out this morning and why.
When you say an insane amount, what do you mean?
Like zero. Zero emails.
Well, that is nuts.
That's
a crazy morning. That's a crazy morning.
Took me moments to get through them all. But we're going to have it up Monday evening. So
right.
That's that.
That's that.
That's
Nothing
that.
you can do about it.
Nothing you can do.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I went to bed so early last night, like a freaking old man.
I know you did.
I was exhausted. Saturday night, I was at my brother's watching the UFC fight with my two brothers, and we haven't seen each other in so long that even after the fights were done, we were just yapping.
Right.
I know it's like 3:30 in the morning. I had to get up at 8. So finally, just because we stopped talking at 3:30, I'm on my brother's couch. I didn't fall asleep till 4:30.
Right.
And then just, tired. And I'm like, I watch Walking Dead with my wife, and then we're like, should we watch something else? I'm like, I don't have to. I could actually go to bed even though it's early. Like, I'm an adult. I can make this decision.
So you went to bed at like 10? No, like
9.
Oh, you didn't watch the new episode of Walking Dead?
No, I watched the old last week, so I'm going to watch a new one tonight. Went to bed at 9, woke up at 6:30. I'm like, I've never felt more refreshed in my life.
You woke up, you slept the whole time? Did you get up at all to pee or anything? Nothing.
Cody woke me up at 2:30 in the morning because he wanted to play, and I'm like, nah. First I thought he had to pee, so I'm like, all right. I go to the back door, I open it, and I turn back, and he's sitting there with a toy in his mouth like, are we doing this? And I'm like, we are not doing this. I'm locking you out of my room, and I'm going to bed. And so, yeah, I feel great today. I feel great.
good.
I'm like, I should go to bed at 9 more often.
That's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen, but you're like, I do see the benefits of having
you're right.
Good sleep.
Dude, I have not fallen asleep before midnight. I can't even remember when. And then I was sick. I was just laying in bed. Like it was like 10:45. I told my son, I'm turning the fucking TV off. He's like, 10:45? And I'm like, yeah, man, I just want to go to sleep. And I slept until like 10 o'clock the next morning. And I've never gone to sleep before 10. But when I woke up 10 o'clock next morning, I actually felt like I felt better. Like, oh, that's what you're supposed to get. You're supposed to get like a nighttime sleep, not supposed to be sleeping 12 o'clock in the afternoon while landscapers are working.
No.
Not a sound sleep at 9 o'clock in the morning when the guy next door is redoing his kitchen.
Yeah. Dude, it's 2 o'clock. It's 1:45 now. I haven't felt the need for one yet 2 naps that I would normally take.
I sleep too. Like, you get up early enough to walk the dog and do that, whatever it is you do in the morning.
Yeah.
Stuff, the hiking and stuff, to justify a 1 o'clock in the afternoon nap.
Right.
I don't get up until 12:30ish, so I can't really justify any naps during the day. It's hard for me to justify a nap.
Yeah.
I try. Believe me, I think about it. I'm like, hey, I could do a little nap. I got a gig tonight, and I just can't do it. Not home. When I'm on the road, I usually get up like 9 o'clock in the morning in the hotels. I can't sleep in a hotel. All the other rooms are checking out. There's so much noise in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So usually I get up, and then by like 2:30, I'm like, I'm taking a nap. Get up at 5, shower. Woohoo! You know what I mean?
Dude, I've been planning on cleaning out my closet and rearranging it for about 2 years now. First step is every time I look at it, my first step is nap. Like, let me just take a look. You know what? I don't have the energy right now. Let me just get a little nap, and then there's a phone ringing.
You got to answer that?
Hopefully somebody else will.
Okay.
Hopefully there's like, I get enough energy, then I could look at it again and assess. Right. And it never happens. 2 years. I have a box in my closet from when I moved in that house.
That hasn't been gone through yet?
Nope.
You might have really amazing jokes in that box.
Really now? I don't think so. One thing I've learned about jokes, the amazing jokes, I remember.
Yeah.
I've never once opened up my notebook and be like, what I got in here? And I'm like, holy shit, this gem? Never happens.
Well, true, I guess.
But I should clean out the closet.
You're working on a rough draft of the idea, man. Don't beat yourself up. It's a plan. Yeah. You don't want to just rush to that.
I got like so many clothes in there that I can't even pinpoint the last time I wore them.
Right.
And I literally go through every couple of months and pull out clothes for Goodwill.
Right.
And then I don't know why, like, there's like certain things you have a hard time throwing away. Like there's like this blazer that I had like back. It's got to be from in my 20s when I used to go on like job interviews.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm never gonna fucking wear that. But for some goddamn reason, I'm afraid. I don't know what that is about people. I don't know. I mean, this person. I can't speak for people. I just see something. I'm like, well, maybe I'll use it.
Yeah, I think that's people in general because there's stuff in my closet. Sometimes you get that burst of energy, like, God, enough of this. Get out of here. You throw it out. Like, you got to get rid of it finally.
Yeah.
But it takes like 6 or 7 different approaches to it to ever come to that fucking conclusion. When you have to fold it for the 19th time, you have to move it for the 19th time, like, enough of this shirt. I'm never wearing it.
Exactly. Dude, I have a shelf in my closet. I got T-shirts. A fucking million T-shirts. They're good T-shirts, but I could never wear that many T-shirts.
Right.
But I can't throw them away. I'm like, well, maybe I'll need it to paint in. Like, that's always, like, my excuse. Like, this is my painting shirt. These are my painting jeans. Like, I'm a fucking painter.
Yeah.
Like, no way, dude. I don't know. Like, I always convince myself there's a use for junk.
Yeah. Well, when I do laundry, right? I'll do laundry, and then, like, I'll be folding clothes and moving the same, like, 12 T-shirts around the drawer to make room for the 6 that I wear. Because I wear 6. There's 6 in the rotation. There's 12 laying in there that I never wear.
Yup.
And then I look at it and I go, throw it out. And then I'm like, you know what? Sometimes when I wear those jeans, I can throw that shirt on. But I don't.
Yeah.
I don't throw that shirt on.
At least my closet, I'm able to, like, I can actually, separate the clothes. My wife has so many clothes. It's literally, like, you got to, like, get your fingernails in there to, like, really kind of get between the shirts. And I was like, oh, my, it's, like, stacked. It's stacked. And I'm telling her, I'm like, I was like, I don't need that many clothes. Maybe I'll just try and buy a new dresser, put all my shit in there. I just need, like, a spot to put my suit.
Right,
And then
right.
you can have my closet. 'Cause we have 2 big closets. You go, oh, I love that. I'm like, of course you would. It was almost like I proposed to her again, giving her the option of a new closet. There's something about closets that's like a real turn on for broads.
Yeah. I know.
Just
Broad thing.
like it's a big broad thing.
Because when me and Melissa lived together in we rented a house, our bedroom had like a huge walk-in closet.
Oh.
And when I would come home, she would be in that closet, just sitting on the floor in that closet, just shoes around her, just folding clothes in that closet. She has a whole house just sitting full of clothes. She would sit in that. It was like her, like, look at this. It's like amazing. It's like her utopia.
Oh yeah, walk-in closets. Just
Yeah.
we've seen shit when we were house shopping. We walk into like a shit house, like immediately we'd be like, nah, we're not living here. This is disgusting. Then we just walk through anyway. It's like the walk-in closet. Oh, it's a walk-in. Well, maybe if we fix up a little, we can. It's like, no, we're not buying this house to fucking put $40,000 into it so you can walk into a closet.
Yeah, we're not working from the closet out.
And she knew. It's just it's blinding to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just like, oh, the walk-in closet. My shoes. That's always the problem, where to put the shoes.
Right.
In our last house, we had a flood during, I think it was Hurricane Irene. We were on vacation. Our sump pump didn't work. Lost a lot of shit. Thankfully for me, I lost a lot of junk. I've been moving from apartment to apartment since I'm 23.
Yeah. Irene helped you weed out some shit.
Irene helped me weed out shit, and Carrie's going through. I mean, she had like a lot of stuff ruined, but the thing that made her bawl her eyes out was the bin of shoes. She had it was like a plastic bin of shoes.
Oh, really?
Bro, you thought we saw a family member floating there. Just like, I can't believe it. It was like almost like, no. She's like holding them like babies. I'm like, it's fucking shoes.
Like Rose holding Jack's hand in Titanic.
Yeah. And I'll tell people this story, like women are like, and they're tearing up like I'm telling them some, like they're imagining their shoes. Like, I get it. Tell her to call me. I'm like, the fuck? Like I have like a pair of boots, one pair of nice dress shoes, and the sneakers I have on.
Right.
And painting sneakers that I can't throw out for some reason.
Because you and your painting crew get to work.
Sneakers I may paint in. I'm all ready for a painting career. I got pants, shirts, pair of shoes. Never painted in them once. But for some reason, I got the outfit.
I have 2 pairs of dress shoes, a pair of sneakers I wear regularly, another pair that I wear once in a blue moon, and I think a pair of like running shoes. Like that's what's under my bed, and they're like that's my spot for my shoes under my bed.
Yeah.
And no other need for any other shoes.
Yeah, guys don't need shoes.
No.
I mean,
literally, I'll tell my son, I'm like, Michael, do me a favor. There's a basket full of shit clothes. I see you wear, 2 pairs of pants weekly. What's all this? Can't you just get rid of it? I told my daughter the same thing. She has bags full of shit she doesn't wear. And I'm like, Sam, if you go and throw away everything you don't need and ever be honest, I'll buy you new shit.
Yeah.
Because how do I know where you're at when you got 14 bags full of shit you don't wear?
Don't mean nothing to them.
I don't know where you're at. I don't know where the starting point is. Do you need another pair of stretchy pants, or is that bag full of 17 pairs of stretchy? I need to know where you're at before I start spending money on you.
Mm-hmm. Justin's addicted to shoes.
Really? There's
Bruh.
a lot of kids in sneakers.
Yeah, I get it. I think that's why we don't bust his balls too much. I mean, but he wants expensive shoes, and Kerry continually buys them for him. But even if he gets like Christmas money, he'll buy like a $200 pair of shoes with his own money. He just has like this obsession with shoes, and I'm like, holy shit. I've never had
a lot of people. You missed that gene. I don't think that was a big deal.
No.
I mean,
not when I was his age.
When you were younger, Jordans, and they
Well, Jordans were huge when I came out, but that's all there was.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There wasn't so many different people making their own sneakers. You're like, I gotta have a pair of those.
Oh yeah, he made me sign up on my email. He made us all in the house sign up for when Kanye West drops his new Adidas.
Ugh.
And I'm like, Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
But-
Kanye West, man. Fuck that email.
Yeah, but I guess, you know.
To him, he doesn't get it.
He don't get it because that's you know, it's what he's into now. He's into my house is a rap concert. Future, Kanye, everything's pumping from that bedroom.
Really?
Well, because we're the hangout house now. Like everybody comes to our house. Always got a room full of kids just hip hopping away. We don't even have the best house. I'm like, I'm trying to sell other people's house. I'm like, Kevin's house is so much bigger. Kevin's has the basement. You can do so much more at Kevin's house. But nope, our house. I go, why is our house the house? They go, well, because there's more parties on this side of town. I was like, okay. I get it. I get it.
Can't argue with that reasoning.
Can't argue with that. That was what I would have said. There's more parties on that side of town. But they're just savages, man. They just come in. It's like a group of kids just come in, just eat everything and drink everything.
So, see, there's the benefit of living at my family's house. I've had that, like, the excuse, and my kids even have this. They tell their friends, like, nah, you can't come to my house. It's too many. We live at my grandmother's house, and nobody's coming in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of like have them as the good cop, bad cop. Like, I would totally let you in.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I'd have to. I should start embarrassing him more in front of them, then he won't want them to. Oh, my stepdad.
Like, walk around in your boxers. Like, walk around in boxers. You know what I mean? It's just no shirt. Like, yo, what are you guys up to? Like, yo, what the fuck? What?
I'll start learning Kanye West lyrics and go in the room and start rapping.
Yeah.
They'll be like, ah, fuck, here he is. Fuck it. No, we had like we always have like cases of Poland Spring water, like 4 or 5 stacked.
Yeah.
And like the other night, about 4 of them came. I went to my brother's. I came back the next day, gone. They just drank like 5 cases of water. It was just like, what the fuck? Like, there was 4 of them. Like,
wow.
How much, like, how thirsty, like, are you?
How dry mouth are you?
Like, it's so much water. It's just like if one was missing, they drink a case of water each. I mean, if I think, okay, even if Nick, the older guy, had 5 waters, which is a lot in a night, my wife, she drinks water just because she has to. Like
for survival.
For survival, like she sips it. Like I don't know how she's alive. I never see her eat or drink water. She's like some weird. I don't know how her body functions. But yeah, so kids are very thirsty these days and need shoes. That's the moral of the story.
There you go. Parenting 101.
I don't know about your election. I don't know what Bernie and Trump and everybody's talking, but the kids today are thirsty and need Kanye West shoes.
And if I'm elected, I'm going to make sure your children have plenty of water and plenty of shoes.
There'll be no dry mouths in my America.
Let's make America moist again.
Make America moist again. We've been parched for too long in this country. This country.
It's been arid. It's an arid, dry, arid land.
Yes. We'll get beverages from all over. You will
not only Polish water. We'll get other waters.
There'll be more electrolytes in your neighborhood in my first 90 days after I'm elected. What about the shoes? Don't get me started on the shoes.
We'll get Mexicans to make them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Fucking A.
Did you watch last night's debate? Well, you didn't. Never mind.
You know what? I know this is weird, but like,
funny, you were asleep and fucking Bernie was awake. What the hell's going on?
I know Bernie Sanders is awake, and Snoozing like I was at an all-night pinochle tournament.
You finished up dinner around 4:30.
We went for the early bird special at the old diner. Played a few hands of pinochle. You know.
The split pea was delicious last night.
Got a new pen, did my puzzle book for a little while. I can't watch the Democratic debate because they talk about like policy. I only watch the Republican one because it's like because they make fun of each other. I'm done with the debates on both sides though because I don't get the point of this many debates. They all say the same thing every time. The only thing that's interesting is if somebody goes off the rails.
Yeah.
And it's just stupid. It's just stupid. You know what I mean?
Well,
let everybody run. Why not everybody run? And in November we have all these people, and whoever wins wins.
Right.
Have Bernie, Hillary, the fucking three bozos in the Republican. Yeah. Let them all run. Like, why do we have to have 1 and 1? No,
that's true. I don't know why. I mean, because it was always party. We want the best for our party. I don't understand I don't get the parties became so I don't remember. I mean, remember being younger when I turned 18. I was Democratic because my father was. I just did what my dad told me to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had no idea what was going on, so I was a Democrat. Then my father, we moved to Maywood, and I swear to God, in the Maywood town paper, it was asking for a Republican candidate for councilman. So my father converted to Republican just to run for town council.
Oh yeah, they do that all the time.
And I was allowed to do that. I mean, my voter card was changed. My dad made me change it. Yeah. And then, but I was always like, I wasn't like, I'm a Republican, you're a Democrat, or I'm a Democrat. I don't get, we're all a part of this country. Don't we all, isn't the goal to make it like a great place to live for everybody? Isn't that the goal? I don't understand. It's that goal. How come when this side does something, it's wrong, this side's the only one that's right, and vice versa? It doesn't, aren't you at all trying to figure it out together at all?
Because it's all special interest. No, they have no interest because everybody wants what they want.
Right. We've given all those other people that are in so much power with their money, we've given them so much power that the fucking talking heads that we get to see on the debates, they're just working, except for Bernie. He's the only one who isn't working for anybody directly.
And Trump's not either. Trump's paying for his own campaign. He's got no, the whole thing's schmarmy. The whole delegate thing, I've learned more about it, It's like delegates are, because we don't trust the people to pick the proper, even people to run for the party. So the parties made these delegates. And then the Democrats took it a step further. They added something called super delegate. Because they really don't trust the delegates or the people to pick. Yeah. So why are we doing this whole charade? Why don't both parties say, this is our guy, that's our guy?
And then put him out the race.
Yeah, that's basically what they're doing because Trump's winning, and they're like, well, we don't like that, so we're going to get somebody else.
It's like baseball. Like baseball offseason, they're picking, Cashman's going after all these guys and building a team, and you might, as a fan, going, I don't want that guy, but too bad, you ain't got no choice. This is the team you're watching this year.
Yeah, dude, doesn't it really show how schmarmy the fucking Republicans are? It's like debates, Trump's winning, and they're like, well, fuck that, we don't want him. But it's like, but he's the guy that's winning. But just goes to show how they have no solidarity at all.
Well, the truth of the matter in that case is he's never been truly a Republican to begin with. I believe they should have stopped him when he said, hey, I want to come run as a Republican. The Republican Party should have said, no, you're not running in our party.
Right.
Right then. And then made him do it independent. But they didn't. They were like, hey, come on aboard. You know why? We can use some reality superstar. That's what it was. They figured they would get this reality guy, put him in front of America, some other people will start watching, and then he'll fade off, and then the guys like a Rubio or a Cruz can have a platform.
Yeah, well, that didn't happen.
That backfired usually in their face.
What's funny is at the debate, the last Republican debate, they're all just like, he's awful. He's going to ruin this country. He's got no qualification. But I would vote for him. Yeah, would you vote for him if he's nominee? Well, yes, I will. I'll put my.
And that not only is retarded to even say that after you just bashed him, but it is such a embarrassment to the world is the world is like, wait, you don't like him, but yet because he has an R in front of his name, you have to support him?
No,
just because of R?
I have friends that are like very big Republicans, always been, and they said they'll either not going to vote or vote for Hillary.
So now that's at least honest.
Yeah. They said
Right?
they don't think they can vote for Hillary. They said they will definitely never vote for Bernie because he's so far from what they believe.
Right.
But you know what's funny? Hillary is like a closet Republican, and Trump is like a closet liberal.
Yes.
like Hillary's more Republican
Than Trump.
than some of the Republican. I mean, Ted Cruz is insane.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
guy's insane. He
Rubio's
scares.
kind of insane too. Kasich, I like
Kasich-
Kasich.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah.
I liked what he had to say. He seemed like the most normal, rational guy. He had like some good thoughts. But then did you watch Bill Maher? And they were like, if you look at his voting history, you'll realize how right wing he really is.
Right. I actually, after the debate, I did go look on his site because I'm like, I like this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he won't. It's just like I tell the Republican friends of mine, if you guys would just stay out of women's vaginas, like,
Right.
and take and stop saying that your higher power is teaching you how to govern,
Yeah, Jesus.
making you make decisions, then I'm with you. It's when you start telling me God's telling you what to do, and then you want to tell a woman what to do. That's where you lose me, and I can't support that because how could anybody,
Right.
especially women?
Yeah, yeah.
I just
Yeah, I mean, the whole basis of, separation of state and church was, I mean, you can believe something wholeheartedly. If you feel that your faith will not allow you to vote open-minded and non-biased, then you can't hold a position in government. If you're only going to vote based on, well, I was raised this way. No, you don't. Who cares how you were raised? Jesus doesn't factor in on the vote of the American people who don't believe in Jesus. The people who don't believe in him at all. They don't have to fucking be subjected to your thoughts on Jesus.
yeah.
And that's where, to me, when they even say the words, Jesus, God, and I've been raised a Christian, I right there, like, it goes, shut up. No more. I don't care how you were raised, because how you were raised should not at all come into how you vote on laws that affect people who weren't raised like you.
Yeah.
And I can't, anytime I hear Jesus, anytime, like even last night, I was watching the debates, and then Hillary, because she's a fucking swarmy fuck too, she was asked questions, and Bernie was the only one that, like, when you're at, like, you say, so Bernie, what about this? He answers the question you asked him.
Yeah.
Answers that question. Hillary, well, first let me say, and it's always, every time they get a question, like, she wants to figure out how she kind of fixed the last thing she answered.
Uh-huh.
So if you asked her last time, what's your favorite baseball team? And then this question is, so what would you do for dinner tonight? She'll go like, first let me say, though, the Yankees are my favorite team. Like, no, we did that question before. Don't try to fix it.
Right.
Talk about this answer. You know what I mean? She would never just give answers, but she said something. She was asked a question, and Bernie was asked. They were asked a question about how I don't know. All I know is Bernie told stories about how he grew up and how he was, with Martin Luther King, and like all these stories about him being. How do you relate to? Can you say you relate to the people of other color? And he talks about his whole life, how he was with that. And then Hillary comes in and goes, well, first off, I was raised in the church and I was taught, to believe this way. Like, who gives a fuck?
Right.
She had to say church, and she kept saying, well, so my faith-based, along with some of my own instincts, brought me, like, your faith, it's always faith-based. And then once she says that, I'm done. I no longer live.
Yeah. I heard Bernie said something weird about like white people don't know what it's like to be poor and live in the ghetto.
Well, he did say, he was talking about in general how, because the question was how do you have describe your racist blind spot? You have a racial blind spot. That was the question.
Yeah. And
he first said that story I was just telling you. He went first. And she went and told her whole story. And then she talked about being white and not it's when you're white, you can't just say you relate to someone who's black because it is different lifestyles.
Right.
So he said, as a person, as a white man in this country, I can't. Most white people don't know what it's like to live in the ghetto, poor like that. You know what I'm saying? Like most don't. You know what I mean?
But they're spinning it differently.
Huh?
They're spinning it differently today.
Well, because the way he said it, he was like a white guy. Like he said it straight up, but if you listen to his whole,
the totality of it, it's out of context.
But he did say, white people don't know what it's like to live in those ghettos, broke and poor. And you know what? He may be right. I mean, he may be wrong. But if you go to the ghetto, not Jersey City, where I grew up,
right,
where I lived was a shitty neighborhood, but it wasn't the ghetto by any means. When you go 27 blocks away in Jersey City to where the projects were in that neighborhood, that was the ghetto.
Right.
And you walk through that neighborhood, if you saw 100 people, 2 of them were white.
Okay.
And 98 were black. So if you take those numbers, white person like me doesn't know what it's like to live in a ghetto, even though I grew up in Jersey City.
Right.
I don't know what it's like to live there. And most people don't. Most white people don't know what it's like to live in the projects.
Yeah, but that's if you're just talking about here. But like there's a lot of trailer parks.
Oh, no, I know. Yeah.
Which is ghetto, which is mostly white.
Right.
In America.
Well, because that's what lives there.
Yeah. It was just you know what? Unfortunately for him, it was a stupid thing to say because that's going to be a soundbite used in commercials.
Absolutely.
And it was just dumb.
It was. When he said it, I was like, when I looked at my son, I was like, that stupid. Why would you say it like that?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because his whole message was great, and then he got to those words.
Well, that's what I feel like all these debates are. All these debates are, we're going to keep saying the same things, and hopefully somebody says something slips up, and then that's what they're measured on.
Right.
And that's why part of me doesn't want to watch them anymore, because I'm like, that's all they're looking for, is for someone to slip up. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't need you guys to keep telling me what you're going to do.
Right.
Because you guys never answer it anyway. Anytime somebody asks them any specifics, any candidate goes, go to my website. Okay, then cancel this program and let's all go to your website.
Just run your website for 10 minutes and we'll go there. There was one thing I liked about what Bernie said is, how he said, like a guy asked, his daughter just got shot in that Kalamazoo mass shooting.
Yeah.
And he asked the question, what are you going to do both of them, but Hillary answered first. He said, what are you going to do for comprehensive, what are we going to do to stop these mass shootings in this country?
Right.
What can you do? And he goes, please don't tell me about dealing with the mental health issue and background checks. Don't say those words.
Yeah.
Another answer.
Okay.
Hillary came and I'm so sorry about your daughter, did all that stuff. I'm glad she's up and around now, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And then she brought up Sandy Hook, something about the Sandy Hook kids getting killed. And then Bernie came and he said, okay, first off, I'm going to be honest and you might not be happy with this answer. And he just told them like it is.
Yeah.
If any candidate ever says they're going to stop mass shootings, that's a wrong. We have no idea what it takes to that's never going to stop. That's always an option out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like mass shootings he goes, I can make as many laws as I want to. That doesn't stop a guy from walking into a movie theater and killing 1 million people. So I don't know how, you can't just predict how to stop that.
Right.
So anybody who says that is make something as a fantasy, because you cannot say those words. And I don't want to say that to you and tell you that, but I will say that there's laws that need to be worked on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, there's laws that need to be worked on to tighten up certain things. Yes, there's laws. And he said the laws, and he said some of the things, his ideas, but he didn't put that, like, fake shit out there, like, when I'm president, there will be no more mass. Like, he's just like, you can't say that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think in America, though, people just have to accept that bad shit's going to happen.
And that's what he said.
And it is true. It's like, listen, no, there's no laws on the books that are going to prevent criminals from getting guns. Like, okay,
No.
if you think about a guy that's thinking, I'm going to go murder somebody, you think he's going to be like, man, like, here's a guy you're saying, he's got the mind that says, I'm going to murder and take someone's life, but I can't break no gun laws on the way to that. Like,
You know what, though?
I'm not going to get I make sure I get my gun legally and transport it legally on the way to my murder.
You know what I always think, though? Like, with tightening of the gun laws, it doesn't really prevent wackos from getting guns, but it prevents so many guns getting out there that kind of filter their way into wackos' hands eventually. Like, it just stops some. Like, if you're a good guy, you don't want to a gun, you don't want to kill anybody.
Right.
But if I tightened up some of those assault weapons and all those kind of things on you,
Yeah.
you don't need an assault weapon, but maybe you're a gun guy. You know, I want a few guns at the house, and then now they're gone. Like, maybe if those laws were tightened, there wouldn't be so many guns out there for other whack jobs.
Right. But the reality is there's already so many guns out there now. It would take hundreds of years to collect them all, even if people gave them willingly.
1,000%. But
Right.
we don't stop the bleeding.
But check this out. My answer to that is they need to hire retired police officers, especially at schools, to like protect these. Especially like if we just do with schools. You need armed people there. We lived in an armed nation.
Right.
And I
No,
still
that's the
believe
thing.
that if a killer shoots 5 people before the security kills him, is better than him killing 10 people.
Right. Absolutely. No, the thing is, you just said is we have to acknowledge that we live in a armed society, so we have to make some adjustments because we are armed, and
Right.
the people who have the arms are sometimes crazy. So we've got to figure that out.
Even if you took away all the guns, crazy people will make a bomb. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's just
You got to figure out how to adjust to crazy.
it's the same stupid
Not-
thing. Like I have to go show my license to get fucking Sudafed because motherfuckers want
I
to
know.
crank.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
I know.
It seems like there's still methamphetamine out there, no matter how much I show my driver's license for one. You should have to show your driver's license if you want 10.
I know.
You know?
It's funny you bring that. When I went to Reno last year, right before I left to go on that like 4-week road trip, I bought my son Allegra D.
Uh-huh.
You know, the one of those ones you have to buy over the counter with the suit, with that stuff in it.
Yeah.
The ones you have to sign for and show your license. I bought him 15 of those, 15 pills. I left, was gone for 2 weeks, was in Reno. It was 17 days after I bought the ones for him.
Uh-huh.
I was in Reno. I needed Sudafed for my fucking sinuses were killing me. I go to the drugstore. They go to get it for me. I give them my license. And they're like, yeah, you can't have these. I'm like, why? They're like, you bought some already this month. I'm like, what are you talking about? You bought something with this in it already.
Really? I never heard of that before.
Yeah. So I'm like, hold up. I bought my son 15 Allegra D in New Jersey. I'm in Reno. I don't want Allegra D. I want Sudafed. And let's just say I did want Allegra D. It was 15. Today's the 17th. I used them all. I need a new 15.
See, that's where
Tell me.
government is too much.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. See, but
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like people that don't realize that, like people. There's the only way I look at the Republican. Like that's why I'm so in the middle. Republican Democrats. Like, I agree with them. It's like you give a little, it's always more. It's always slippery slopes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because nothing solves anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? None of that shit solves anything, and all it does is take away your freedom to fucking deal with your cold.
Right.
Because it is war on drugs and crank dealers. It's like, no. How about like find them?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because the guy that's buying crank, a guy's not gonna walk in and buy 20 bags of Sudafed with his driver's license.
No.
No, he's gonna rob your store by gunpoint.
Yeah. At one point they did, before you did this fucking license thing, they used to buy 20 packs. But now they're not allowed to do that. So that guy's gone.
Yeah, now you're fucking now I'm sitting there boogers out of my nose crying and you're saying no.
Right.
Because I've had too much already.
I said to him, dude, my fucking sinuses are killing me. I feel like my head's going to explode. He gave me some other thing that didn't have the medication in. It didn't work.
Yeah.
I was like, thanks. Like, I can't believe it. He was like, yeah, he's got to wait 15 more days. I'm like, that's insane.
That's ludicrous. That's where you got to send somebody and you'll go get me some Sudafed. Come on, kid.
I almost did that, man. I almost say, hey, can you just create? I didn't want the woman to be, like the guy. I don't know anybody there, but I went back to the hotel. Went back to the club. The comic was like, "You want me to go tomorrow and get them for you? I'll go tomorrow and get them."
Yeah.
So it was like I had to get a guy to go get them for me.
That's fucking retarded. That's so retarded. I can't even.
Yeah.
How were your gigs this weekend?
Oh, they were good, man. He's got a new room. It was the Comedy Works, and he has one in Albany, and he has this room in Saratoga Springs.
Yeah.
And Saratoga Springs, the road, the main road is so hopping. I can't believe how it's like Morristown, that road on Morristown.
Yeah.
But 10 times more active.
Okay.
There's not a storefront that's not a restaurant or a bar or a bookstore or a coffee shop, and it's hopping.
Awesome.
It was 30 degrees out, and as I was walking, I parked my car like 4 blocks away from the club. I was bumping into people just walking, models of people just walking up and down the street, and it was fucking 30 degrees. It was not warm.
Yeah.
These people were out and about. Now, the club Friday night only had probably like, I don't even know, 15, 16 people, but they were awesome. He's got two rooms. One is like a music room where he puts bands and like DJs, and then they're building the comedy club in the back, which is going to be small. It's going to fit about 125 people, and it's tight. It's like low ceilings. He's really making it nice back there.
Nice.
So that was in the back. So we didn't do comedy back there because they're in the middle of constructing that. We did it in the bigger like dance room, which they seat for like 60 people. And so Saturday's first show was pretty much sold out, almost sold out. And then Saturday's second show had about 30 people in it. But they were all awesome, fun shows.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
But
I said awesome.
So, but the back room that he made, I went back there and looked at what he's constructing. It is like, it's going to be just like intimate. It's tight. It's nice. It's going to be like a nice room for comedy. And if he can get that storefront upstairs, because they're in the basement, he owns the whole basement. Like there's nothing else there but him. So it's all his business. But if he can get the upstairs, which goes right out into that main street, if he can get that storefront hopping and get people to look, there's no other comedy club there. There's nothing out there.
Yeah, there was years ago, but it closed down. I forget the name of it. Saratoga.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was one. I forget what it was.
Well, he owns it now. I mean, he owns the area. And that hopping street, if he can get those people to come in, he wants to do comedy Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I love performing in towns like that where it's hopping. Like, remember like when we were in North Carolina? And,
right, like that.
Like, yeah, you're done with your show, then you can go like chill at the coffee shop or at a bar or like it's just there's shit going on.
Right, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll get you in there. Definitely I'll be able to get you in there. Because I'm there in 3 weeks. Where are you at in like 3 weeks?
3 weeks. Let's look.
Like not next, like the
25th and stuff?
Yeah, it's 24, 20, like that weekend.
I got a gig on Friday.
Nothing Saturday?
Nothing Saturday, currently. How far away is Saratoga?
2 hours and 20 minutes away.
That's not bad. Maybe Saturday. It's the Saturday before Thanksgiving.
I don't know.
Not
I don't
Thanksgiving,
think I'm doing
Easter.
Saratoga. I think I'm doing Albany.
Oh, Albany. Okay.
Yeah, which is 2 hours away.
Okay, I could probably do that.
I'll put a call into him.
Yeah, man. Awesome.
It's enough advance. He probably won't mind.
Would you have some local guys with you?
He just did a 2-man show in Saratoga, so it's just she hosts and then she does 25 and then I do the rest.
Who's she? The owner?
No, Jade McBride.
I've heard that name before.
Yeah, transgender.
Okay.
She's always at his club. Like I think he's working with her too, so she's always working.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you were just Saratoga all weekend, and then did you watch the UFC fights?
Oh, did I watch them?
Did you watch them up there or down here?
On my tablet up there.
Ah, okay.
Driving. I was watching 3 rounds of Holly Holmes driving back to the hotel with my tablet on my dashboard. And and then I got back to the hotel, got to finish those 2 rounds, and then watched all of Nate. I watched the other 3 rounds at the club. The other 3 fights at the club.
Oh, okay. That was like the first time I watched like a full UFC and like I think ever. Hung out with my brothers. It was like the coolest thing. Like me and my 2 brothers. No kids were even around because it was too late. My brother Mike's kids were sleeping at their grandmother's, and my brother Chris just left his kids at home with his wife, and it was just the 3 of us. And I'm like, this is so awesome. I don't think this scene has happened in 15 years.
That's awesome.
You know, it was just like we hung out till like 3 in the morning, just laughing our asses off, and I'm like, I need to be around these guys more. We have a good time.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
You know, you just get so busy in life.
Yeah.
That, like, you know, it's just tough to get together.
Right.
It's just it was.
Did you watch the prelims and everything, or just the
the prelims and everything, man? It was fun. I mean, we talked a lot during the prelims and watched them a little bit. Then we focused on the big fights.
Yeah.
I mean, it was weird. Like I never, like I've watched UFC, but I never got into it where I followed it. You know, where I knew fighters and everything.
Yeah.
But watching this Nate Diaz, I was like, I'm going to root for him because he's the underdog. He's the guy that just took the fight with 11 days notice. So that's how I chose who I was rooting for because I don't have any vested interest. And then he won, which was made me very happy because he was the one I picked. Just willy-nilly. And then he's just like the coolest guy. I just love his post-match, talking, and I'm like, Nate Diaz has made me a UFC fan. Like I'm now a UFC fan and a fan of his. I like his ghetto street attitude.
And that is it. Ghetto Street is where he's at.
I just loved it, man.
I felt bad. Like I watched, I watched his brother Nick more than Nate. I think I've only seen 1 fight of Nate. Nate's been around a long time. Conor is like this arrogant, fucking Irish prick, but he's like classy arrogant.
No, I like him too. I like him.
His arrogance is like he's classy about it, and like kind of so it's a love-hate thing. Like I love that he does it for the showmanship, and I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And but I wanted him to get his ass kicked. I just wanted him to say, shut your fucking mouth. You're not that tough. But Nate is like, I knew when they said Nate Diaz, I'm like, Nate? He's fighting Nate? Oh, Nate's not going anywhere because that dude doesn't get knocked out.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
I liked what he said.
They're both semi-retarded. Like they're street kids, man. Like whatever fires from your jaw to your brain that says, let's take a nap because that hurt. He don't have that. So you can hit him all day long. His brain doesn't realize, go to sleep, man. This hurts. His brain doesn't get that fucking message.
Yeah, they're like, what'd you think? He's like, I wasn't surprised, motherfucker.
Yeah.
When he went,
fuckers.
Then he goes, if I had a full camp, I probably wouldn't have been touched.
Exactly. And he's like,
I loved it.
When he said, when he goes, everybody's a wrestler when they start losing. The guy.
Yeah, he's like, once they start losing, they turn into a wrestler.
Yeah, everybody turns into a wrestler when they start losing.
Yeah.
But I knew it. Once I saw Conor shoot for the legs, I'm like, yeah, because he was so desperate. He was getting lit up.
Uh-huh.
Nate's not a power puncher, but he was getting lit up. Like, he was getting, like, whoa, fucking wobbly. And then he went and shot for the legs. I'm like, he's desperate. But that's the one thing I respected about him, because even he said it in the post-interview. He was like, Nate stayed in the game. He goes, Nate fucking stayed focused.
Preserved his energy.
But he said, Nate stayed focused, and I panicked.
Yeah.
He's like, Nate never panicked.
Well, he said people at his weight class normally would be knocked out by the shots that he gave him.
Right.
That's what he said.
Yeah,
he goes, so I have to go learn how to get guys that big knocked out.
Yeah.
Like, and even you hear him say that, you're like, I like this guy too. Like, I'm a UFC.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm in now. I'm in. They sold me. It took a few fights for me to watch, but I'm like, I'm in. This is fun, especially the blood and everything. It was great.
I know.
I was having a good time.
I became a fan when we watched. I don't think we might have been there. When we went with Bobby Kelly. Were you there that night? We watched Silva break his leg.
Yeah, I was there.
That was the very first time I was hyped up about fighting. And then to see Ronda win her first woman main card event.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool to be there for that, and that made me a fan. And pretty much, I've been 75% of a fan the whole time. I pay attention to it. You know, I'm not 100% like these guys that they can talk every fucking boxer and every guy's technique. I don't know all that shit.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely going to be more of a casual fan than I've
Yeah.
been. Because it was definitely a good time. And it was like a cool thing to be with my brothers. And I'm like, you know, maybe I'll do more of that with them. You know, like if I have a night off, I'll go watch the fight with my brothers. It's just so weird. Like I was sitting there and I'm like, on my drive home the next day, I'm like, yeah, man, I need more of this in my life because I think it'll keep me happier. I need more family time. I can't be so like...
Right.
You know, it's tough because I live so north, you know? And it's just like sometimes it's a pain. You're like, Jesus, just make any excuse to not
Right.
But so it was cool. It was weird. Like I didn't do one comedy show this weekend, but usually I would feel bad about it.
Right. Because
my gigs got canceled. I'm like, it was like, went out to dinner check this out. I go out to dinner. I take Kerry out to dinner. Me and my buddy Tony and his wife wanted to meet. They live like in Old Bridge, Matawan area. So like, let's meet somewhere halfway. So we're looking at places in like Westfield, Clark.
Right.
So I go on Yelp. I'm like, yo, I found this place, Bistro 1051. It's got 4 out of 5 stars. I mean, it's got everything: pasta, steak, sushi. It's like got everything.
Right.
People say they do everything well. So whatever we get there, and you know, my wife's a little picky eater. So she wasn't feeling too well that day. So she's like, I'm just gonna get a little salad. And she goes, can I just get a side of like just a little bit of mashed potatoes? Because the girl goes, you can make anything here because we're a bistro. So whatever you want, we can make a plate for you.
Okay.
So my wife's like, give me a little salad, little mashed potatoes, little green beans. She was thinking that would be on her plate. A little salad, little mashed potatoes, little green beans.
That came together.
So they come. So they, you know, it's fine if the salad's on it. They give her a salad, a nice salad. Dude, a whole plate of mashed potatoes, like
an order, not like a side.
Literally, like it comes out like I got this like horseradish encrusted salmon with mashed potatoes and green beans. That was all on a plate. She had the same size plate with just mashed potatoes, covering the whole plate. And we're like, what the fuck? Like, we could have given everyone in the restaurant a little bit of mashed potatoes. Like, here, pass the mashed potatoes. Like, it was like family style
mashed serving bowl. She had the serving bowl of mashed potatoes.
Yeah, and then I go to the waitress. I'm like, what is this? She goes, oh, well, she said she wanted it as her entree. I go, no, she wanted like salad.
She wanted a little side of mashed potatoes.
We thought you'd make an entree, not fucking a whole. Who the fuck wants 5 pounds of potatoes? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, and Kerry's just like, it's ridiculous because and the green beans was a whole plate of green beans. Not like
I figured that she did.
Like a whole. So she had 3 plates in front of her, like a fucking, like she's in a competition, like an eating competition. And I was just like, it was just so funny. And I'm like, I can't wait for the bill to come. I can't wait to see how much a whole plate of mashed potatoes is.
How much were they?
$15.
No.
Well, they added the green beans to that too. So a whole plate of mashed potatoes and a whole plate. I'm like,
wow.
I mean, the bill was astronomical anyway because it was an expensive restaurant. We ordered tons of apps. We just went overboard. I was like, whatever. I'm not gonna fucking.
Right.
I just, you know, it was weird because it's like you found this restaurant with such great food.
Right.
It was like good quality. Everything was great. And then like this one annoying thing like ruined me. Like, not that I would never go back there, but I'm like what the fuck is that?
Well, they can't justify charging you $15 for a side of green beans and a side of mashed potatoes, so.
Let's like I just want to see in the back like everybody get all the potatoes you can. You're gonna put them on the plate.
You should take a pic. You didn't take a picture of that?
No, I didn't think to take a picture of it. You know what I mean? It was like so. I think we were just in shock. We're just like we're all eating, staring at her potatoes. Like it was like a conversation stopper.
Were they good potatoes?
They're pretty good potatoes. I mean, you know, if potatoes is your thing, if you're like when I go out to eat, all I really want is potatoes, and I order my potatoes by the plate. Then this is the place to go. I mean,
okay,
they were very, very good potatoes.
If you're like sitting around the house going, I'm in the mood for potatoes. You know what I'm in the mood for? A good mashed potato.
Like
go there.
I'm in the mood for a vat of potatoes. Anybody have Like, I want enough potatoes that I won't eat for 4 days. Where do I go? Bistro 1051 in Clark.
Did you take the rest home? You better have.
Oh yeah, they're in the fridge, but they're
We
still
put them
there.
in the freezer.
But like, I'm like, even like, because I'm like, last night, I'm like, I don't want that many. I still don't want that much potatoes. Like, there's so much potatoes left. Like, even if I just took a scoop out, like, she was eating the potatoes and it looked like she did nothing. She looked like she was playing with it. Like, you couldn't, there was so much potato, you couldn't eat enough for it to not look like a plate of potatoes because it just oozed to where she just ate. It was,
You ate it and it still looked like a full plate of potatoes.
yeah, it was the Groundhog's Day of dinner plates. It was just like I'm just getting nowhere. This is
Bill Murray was eating them.
yeah, like Bill Murray was eating them. And I just look over and she's just shaking her head like I just can't get through it. Like, you don't have to. It's just you have to justify this purchase. Just eat what you want. You eat what you ordered, which is probably less than a quarter of that.
Right.
Yeah, it was like. But
What town was that in?
it was in Clark.
Okay.
Good restaurant though, but the owner was like, he looked like a Saturday Night Live skit character of like a restaurant owner. He was like too tan. He had awful hair plugs. Like his shirt opened up. You're just like, he's coming over to see how everything is, and nobody even mentioned the potatoes. You're just like, what? It was just like embarrassing. We're just like I was like, I want to see if he notices that. Like he's looking at all our plates. Hey, you got the salmon. It's good. Totally missed asking how hers was.
Yeah, well, he's seen it. He was like, what the fuck?
Oh, this is the fucking weirdo that wanted to play it. Because he probably thinks that's how we ordered it. Like, this is the fucking weird potato family.
No, they probably had a conversation in the back. How do I build them? She wants a plate of potatoes.
But she said we can make whatever you want. Like, he even said that to us because he's like, how is it? I'm like, I go, yeah, the salmon was good. Can you get salmon? Like different? Do you do it different ways, or do you always do it this way? He's like, we can do it any way you want, anytime you come here. So like that's the way apparently that place is. Except for like if I said I just want salmon, would they just throw me a whole plate of salmon fillets? I don't want potatoes. I don't want green beans. I just want salmon. Well, he doesn't want potatoes and green beans, so put 16 salmon fillets on.
Yeah, there's no way that's happening.
No, I know, but it's like the same thing. Anyway, but it was a good dinner, and it was good to.
That's good.
That was another good thing. I saw my buddy I haven't hung out with since like November.
Okay.
When you're a comedian, it's just so hard to have close friendships.
Yeah, I don't even know it.
There aren't comedians.
Huh?
They don't, because there's no time. Because like they're always like, you want to hang out Friday or Saturday? You're just like, can't.
No.
I got a nice Tuesday if you want to get together.
Tuesday 1-ish.
Tuesday. Yeah. Tuesday.
Yeah, it's a choice. I mean, it's the yeah. I mean, like, yeah, you have to make an effort. You have to make a really hard effort to keep friends in your life. You have to make an effort.
That's what I realized. I have to make an effort.
You know, like I realize if I'm ever going to be with a member of the opposite sex ever again,
I
have to make an effort. I'm going to have to make an effort even before I find her. I have to make an effort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like I got to start making an effort now before I even find her.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to. I mean, like, I just said this. I mean, this is. I don't want to bring the show down. There's a couple things. I just told my daughter. I was just driving my daughter to the store, and like there was she was playing me a song. Some guy, I can't think of his name, but the song is like he sings about his whole life. It's like when I was 7 years old, my mom told me to go out and make friends. When I was 11 years old, I was smoking weed, drinking. When I was 20 years old, my story became known. I'm going to be 30, I'm going to be 60. And the whole story is about him growing up.
Yeah.
When he's 60, he doesn't know if he's going to make it past 60 because his father died at 61. He doesn't know life past 61.
Yeah.
Like that was the way he looked at it. Like since my dad died at 61, is there life past that? You know? Right. So like, and I was like, man, I'm going to be 60 in fucking 14 years.
It's a long time.
Huh?
I mean, it's a long time, but it's not a long time.
It's not that long time.
Yeah.
And like, I got like fucking set. I was like, wow, man. I'm going to be 60 years old in 14 years? What the fuck am I going to do? So 14 years, like, let's just say I've been doing comedy for, the better part of 15 years. I got another run of this. to make it like really memorable. I mean, it's been pretty cool, but really memorable.
Yeah.
What am I going to do to make what I'm doing now really memorable? What am I going to do to make my life really memorable? That's kind of like what started to, like, I know there's no time limit. I could die tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, the 14 years ain't guaranteed.
Right.
But, so it kind of like depressed me a little bit. Not much, just a little.
No, I hear that. I think about that too sometimes. I was talking to my coworker Erin, you know her, about, you know, life and like, you know, like what are we doing? Like we're like, and because I told her, I was like, you know, I made a choice in my 30s to not have kids, and then for some reason now that I'm 41, like sometimes I'm like, should I have had a kid? Like, and even though I can't anymore, I'm like, then I'm like, hey, you make your decisions that you make, because sometimes I wonder, like, man, I'm old, like, are my stepkids gonna take care of me? Am I just gonna be like
alone,
like just a lone old man?
Right.
And but you know, you just live it where you know, it is what it is. I don't think there's any point to it. It's so weird. Like I don't think there's any point to it. You just leave a legacy of people you touched. Because like I remember, like when my father died, I was like, wow, it just ends. And then you clean up all the shit. No. You clean up all the shit. You sell his house.
And then it's over.
Then it's over.
Are
you covering your microphone or something?
I might have been by accident. It's over now.
Am I up in the air? I'm getting all dizzy now. You're like holding me up in the air above your head. Oh boy, I can't look at the screen.
Yeah, I was just moving my arm around because it was like a little tired. So anyway, yeah, the truth is, it's a one day. One life is one day at a moment, moments to moments. You know what I'm saying? It just so I've never really looked 15 years ahead. I don't do that. It's just not my style. Haven't been.
Yes.
But this guy singing this song made me think, and he's like, I'm 60. I hope you think my kids will come and see me a couple times a month? Like, that's in the song? And I'm like, God damn, man. Fuck, I don't want to think about that stuff.
No.
But the song made me think about that stuff. Normally I just stay with this, you know? But I was, another thing that hit me, and I wanted to write about it. I just want to write a blog about it or talk about it. But, you know, on Wednesdays, it's Woman Crush Wednesdays, WCW.
Yeah.
Every few weeks I might partake in it, and it's usually like a porn star or a movie star or somebody who sings. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's usually my work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's never really a real person. Once in a blue moon. But that's what I was thinking. Like I swear to God, this past Wednesday came, and I haven't done a WCW in probably like 3 weeks, and it was probably the last one I did was some porn star. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe some singer. Who knows what it was? An actress. It's just for fun. It's not really, this is my real feelings on the women. Like, I don't give a fuck. But I was laying in bed. I went to grab my tablet, and I was like, oh, it's Wednesday. It just hit me Wednesday. I was like, well, do I have a Woman Crush Wednesday? And I'm like, and then I got really put the fucking tablet down. I'm like, I don't even have like a potential real person in my life to be my Woman Crush Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even have a potential.
Right.
Like, if I was to put a WCW up, it would have to be I would have to think about what girl in the universe is my crush today. Like, I don't have, like, that's what hit me. I was like, I have to think about it. Like, I don't have someone right here in my mind that I want to be with. That fucking sucks, man.
Like, even Fantasy Girl.
Even Fantasy Girl. But like, even Fantasy Girl was what made me say I have to think about a Fantasy Girl.
Now, do you want to be with someone really?
I do.
I mean, I've been hearing you say that for 10 years.
I know. I know. I've been saying it for 10 years, so I know.
What's prevent you from? I mean, I know for years you had the kids and they were young and it was like it's just a different scenario. But now your kids are older; they're kind of independent.
Yeah,
I mean, not independent where they're not living with you, but you don't need to baby them anymore. They're not
exactly. That was holding me up years ago.
Yeah,
and then I met Bronca a few years ago. We had that. That was the first spark of hope that I had inside me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when that went away for like a year, I couldn't even think about being with another person because I was like, not that I wanted to be with her anymore because I didn't, but I thought, well, that doesn't work. I'm done hoping things work out.
Right.
I'm done looking at somebody going, I'm done with the initial, like, I was done for a while. But now, the past, like, say, 2 years, a year and a half, like, yeah, I would like to meet somebody.
Right.
But every time, yes, there's women who are attracted to me. And if you're listening to this, please don't take this personal. All right? But that doesn't mean I'm attracted to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I say these things out loud, and women are like, what do you mean? You want to go out? Let's do that. And I'm not, no disrespect. I appreciate the niceness, but that doesn't mean that my juices and engine are going, woohoo! You know what I mean? Right. So I may have people coming at me, not the ones I want.
Gotcha.
But let's put aside all the ones who are coming at me. I don't even have someone in my sights of somebody I want. And that's what hit me on Wednesday. I'm like, I don't even have someone that I got my crosshairs on. Like, I wouldn't mind being with her.
Right. Well, see, back in the day, you used to hang around more like recovery people, so you're around more people. And
Yeah.
like now you're just rarely around comedians.
Yes.
And you probably don't want to
And
be with another
fans.
comedian because that's an ordeal.
I do not.
So it's like you're not around people to even like have that.
Right. Yeah,
Like,
it's
I
true.
mean, you like a fan after a show. I mean,
But it's so brief.
it's so brief. Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. I don't have potentials in my life because I don't put anybody in my life. There's nobody around but comedians.
That's how I mean, I only met my wife because she was a friend with a comedian.
Right.
I would have never met Kerry just socially.
Right.
You know, if she didn't come hang out with Joe Conti at the comedy shop every week.
Right. You would have never met her.
No.
Right. Yeah. I mean, maybe that is a big part of it. Like people are like, oh, you have fans that probably like you. Do you know how socially awkward I am after a spot?
Yeah.
Because it's a lot you're asking for the human psyche to prepare to go on stage in front of people. Go on stage, give all this energy, all this anxiety, all this shit comes out of you for an hour. And you come off and you're shaking everyone's hands and everyone's talking to me, hey, great show, thanks, hey, great show, hey, I heard you on this, hey, I saw you on this, great show, right? You're doing that. That conversation is repeating itself every person.
Right.
And then there's a girl that's attracted to you. My brain doesn't go, so what's up, baby? My brain is like, hey, thanks for coming. Goodbye. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in that mode, and then I got to go in the back of the fucking green room and decompress. I know it sounds like, wow, you look a lot into it, but that's what happens to me. I have to decompress from what just happened on stage. Like, it's like a fucking thing. Mm-hmm. It's not just going up there, hey, I can do this from the bar. No, I can't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that after a show broad isn't a reality for me.
Yeah. You need like you had a different social circle back in the day. That's even where you met Bronca.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's where you met all your previous.
Right. And stuff, yeah, a couple of them, but most of them all from there.
Right. And me too. Before Kerry, I mean, I was recovery girls.
Right.
You know. And
dating sites. I mean, you know,
I never worked with dating sites. I was talking to Erin about that. She was talking to me about her dating site, and I'm like, it never worked for me. Like I met nice girls. I have a few girls on Facebook that I'm friends with that I went on dates with from back in my internet dating days.
Right.
But I said, what I used to always feel with girls on the internet was what they were looking for is the guy that broke their heart. Like, for me to feel that, like I need to have those qualities of that guy that they didn't want to get away.
Right.
That was always the vibe I got from them.
I think that's but how long ago was that? 10?
I'm with Kerry 10 years, so maybe 13 years ago.
Right.
You know,
nowadays everyone is on it, so you find a mix of everybody is on there.
Yeah.
Now.
Right. I mean, what I did find was a lot of nymphomaniacs, which was fun for a while. It was
absolutely.
It was very.
That kind of stopped.
I kind of liked that. That was cool.
I did that in 2007, 2008. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Was have sex a lot off the internet.
Yeah.
But now everyone's on it. It's just like, I think I told this story one time before. the comedian Dan Wilson.
Uh-huh.
And me and him were talking, and he's asking me about being single. It was a New Year's Eve gig we were doing 2 years ago. And he was like asking me about being single, and he's like, so you really don't meet anybody doing this? I'm like, I really don't. And he's like, yeah, I guess it's true. He's married 25 years at the time. And he's like, yeah, me and my wife met 25 years ago. He's like, you do dating sites? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm glad we didn't have dating sites then, or I would have never met my wife. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, she would have never fit all that filters you have to put in.
The criteria.
Of what your search criteria and all the filters. Like I want a girl that's this tall, this heavy, looks like this. She likes books, likes, you know what I mean? You start filtering out everyone else. He's like, I would have filtered her out, and she would have filtered me out. We wouldn't have been. We weren't physically attracted to one another right off the bat, and we didn't like the same things right off the bat. He goes, but then I hung out with her, and she goes, the most beautiful woman I've ever met. But he wasn't attracted to her right off the bat.
That's what I told her about meeting Kerry. I said, if you would have told me 6 months before I met Kerry, hey, you want to be with a girl that's in the middle of getting divorced and has 2 kids, I would have been like, fuck no.
Right. Should have been filtered out.
I should have been filtered out. I wouldn't have wanted that. Just like I'm sure Kerry, if they saw me, hey, you want a short, bald comedian with mild depression and commitment issues? Nah.
Mild depression that will eventually turn into heavy depression.
Yeah. Like I told her, I said, that's what I didn't like about the online dating. It's like you're always putting up your best picture, not like even your photo is like your best photo.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like I need someone to see me live. Like if I can get you past seeing my face, then I can probably win you. Like if you can accept it, I feel like that's my hardest part. Like I was never the guy where it's like there's a girl in the room like, oh, who's that guy?
Yeah, no.
See, I win. Like I make myself gorgeous as you get to know me. I get so much prettier.
Oh no, I can win you over.
Yeah, as we start chatting, I just start looking better and better.
I said this on stage one time at Danny's place. I was like, there was these 4 hot girls in the front. And I was like, I'm single, and they went, woo, and I'm like, you wooed? And she was like, yeah, and I was like, well, because I'm not the guy that people walk in the room going, I'm fucking that guy. I want to fuck that guy. Nobody wants to fuck me. It's like 6 weeks to get to know me before they're like, you know what? He's kind of cute. Maybe I will fuck him.
That's happened to me a few times, and it was so flattering.
Yeah.
I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
It happened once as a comedian before I was in a relationship. I'm like, yes. She's like, I want to fuck you. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, you are.
And you're pretty, so this is going to be a great night.
I had a girl so beautiful. She's from Canada. She's in a relationship with like a football player because she's drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah.
And she saw me at Ha 4 years ago. She was 21 years old, 22. She watched me twice. She wouldn't let her girlfriend leave because she was attracted to me.
Uh-huh.
I showed my mother a picture of the girl, and my mother, the one who's supposed to love you the most, said, how did you get her?
I know.
And I'm like, I don't know. That's a rare case. Very rare that a girl that hot wants to fuck with me right off the bat.
Listen, I know. It's happened to me a few times where like I'm even hanging out friendly with like gorgeous women, and like, how come you haven't tried fucking me yet? I'm like, I didn't know I was allowed to do that. I didn't know people like me can do that with people like you. Well, do you want to? Well, yes. Yes, I do. Man, I must really be on fire with my... That must be really funny tonight, man. She likes me. But that's what I'm grateful on it. I don't even think I could online date. Even I wonder if I was single if I'd be able to do that. Like the whole.
You may. I don't know how. Well, you might be a little different just because I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be 100% honest. If I had my own place, I would be a lot more willy nilly with the. You know what I mean?
I've always had my own place, so that made everything much easier when I was dating.
So if you were single and no carry, let's just forget about even the heartbreak. Like, say that's just not something that didn't even exist anymore, right?
Yeah.
And you were just Joe right now.
Yeah.
You would probably, because you have your own joint, you're swiping, you hook up, you go grab some quick food, you come back and you bang it out.
Yeah. Like 20-year-old Joe needed Tinder, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And 40-year-old Joe would rock Tinder if you were single because you can bang it out, I'm sure. I don't have an option. So, like, if a girl's like, what do you want to do? Well, I really have no other option. We go to eat, and then if you're willing to bring the brand new stranger back to your apartment to murder you, then you do that. You know what I'm saying? Most women don't want to bring a first date to their place, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I can't say I had no place to go, so I'm basically homeless when it comes to dating.
So if I come home one day and Carrie goes, I want a divorce, the first thing she's going to see is my head tilt down. She's like, what are you doing? I'm going to the App Store.
Yeah.
You're not upset? Well, I don't know. You came up with this plan, so I just want to get my shit downloaded. It may take a while. So then all right. Well,
I got Wi-Fi.
I got to type in my code. My code's long. Let me get the... All right. It's downloaded. Now, wait, what? You're leaving me? Why? I thought we had it good. Bling! Download's done. Hey, okay. I get all the electronics, and you can have everything else.
Take care. Come on, Cody. Let's get out of here.
Come on, Cody. We're going to Tinder.
But no, yeah. I mean, I guess there was a time when all of those websites were easily I can access a woman, but I don't use them anymore. Like I do have Tinder, but it's really strictly to pass time. I have probably 6 or 7 matches in there. 2 people email me and I don't even respond. Like it's just like I'm not gonna meet you. Where do you live? Hop back on. I'm not coming. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I have a friend, not a friend, like someone I work with occasionally,
right?
Freelancer, and I've watched him Tinder while we're like on a shoot, while we're on downtime, and he has no concept of
what he looks like,
I know, and what he can get. I'm just like watching. I just want to be like, Grab, you think that girl is gonna get with you?
Yeah.
Are you nuts? Like,
once if I swipe right on an extremely hot girl and we match up immediately, I'm like, well, that's a fake account. There's no way.
Yeah.
This is a real account.
Yeah. Well, hopefully
anyway.
I never have to learn about it. But
no, you guys are good, man. You got a good relationship.
Getting on another note, we're hopefully we'll be podcasting from my house in the future because I'm going ahead with that addition onto my house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, have an architect drawing me up plans.
When do they start breaking? Like April?
Well, I don't know. I have to go for a variance with the town, so he's got to draw he's coming to my house to measure. He's going to give us like 3D drawings and shit.
And you got to bring that to town?
I got to go to the town. I got to write letters to my neighbors. The guy from the town said it's like a slam dunk because I'm just doing an office and a full bath addition.
Right, off the sliding doors?
Yeah, off the sliding doors. I'm going to have a new door going out to the right.
So where your counter goes to your kitchen, where like your kitchen counter starts, like there?
Yeah, there'll be like a little hallway with a door out. I'm getting like an overhang, like a porch for like Cody to sit on in bad weather.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know, so we could just I'm getting electric fucking dog door.
Oh, really?
He's got a little chip on his neck, and then when he approaches it unlocks. He can go through, and then when he's not near it, it's locked.
What about though? If he's laying next to it on the inside of the house, does it stay unlocked?
It could, but you could set like a time, like this will never be unlocked, like past 11 p.m.
Got it. He's not going outside. Okay, you could do that. Okay,
yeah, I could put a time limit on it. So.
Oh yeah.
So, because I'm just tired of fucking. He's in and out, and it's like I have a part-time job on my days off, just opening that door. My right arm is getting jacked. It's all cut up from lots of reps. In and out, in and out, in and out. I even called before I was going to do the addition. I called some company that says they can cut a dog door in the glass.
Yep.
They wanted $1,000.
Yeah, well,
I was like, no.
And then they put that one with the flap in it, right? There's one that's a magnetic one. Like
there's a magnetic one. Yeah. There's all types of ones. I just wanted one that I didn't have to focus on putting a sliding metal thing to lock, like rodents from getting in the house.
Yeah, okay.
The electric one's like $250.
Oh, the one with the lock on it?
Yeah, it's electric. It's just it's automatic for him. He can use it.
Okay.
And that's the only way what?
And it's sealed tight so rotors can't get in?
Yeah, it seals. Yeah. It's got like a couple flaps in there. And then it locks itself.
Oh, good.
It's fucking James Bond shit.
You think he'll go through it? You're gonna have to train him to go in there.
I'll probably have to train him, but I think once he realizes he can go in and out
What
on
that
his
does?
own, he'll be.
Yeah.
Well, if that thing makes any noise, that's going to be the fucking the bass music of my house. You know what I mean? It's going to be the bed of music. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong? Oh, just Cody's awake. That's the sound of Cody awake. That dork. But I'm looking forward to it because now I feel like once I get that office, I'm going to have it wired with like, Ethernet where maybe we can go live with the podcast from that office. Okay. And the All in Our Heads podcast will just hit new levels.
It's endless opportunities.
Yeah, man. We'll be playing with the big boys. We can have other guests on in studio.
Nice.
It'll be cool because it'll be separate from my house, so you can come through the back door right into the office. Don't have to bother the rest of the house. Boom.
And when the rest of if he's home, if they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" there, you don't hear it. You're not a part of it.
Yeah, I may get some soundproof. There's a lot of possibilities. I'm just getting the motherfucker built, and then I can just do whatever.
Awesome.
But so that's that. We're at 1:20. We're going to end this motherfucker.
Yes, we are. This week, I'm waiting to hear back. I'm supposed to be before we're putting this up today, right? I'm supposed to be at Governor's on Friday, headlining, and the Brokerage on Saturday, 2 shows headlining. However, I just got an email from Tom saying that my Governors might have got bumped for a little known guy named Oops.
Oh yeah. Wow.
So here's what's going on now. This is what sucks because I've had people buy tickets to see me. Fans have already bought tickets at Governor's. I just got the email. Okay, you're Friday, you're headlining at McGuire's. And Saturday, co-headlining with Joe List. 3 shows. Money stays the same. Do not make a public announcement regarding... Did I say the name of the person who I got bumped for already?
You did.
You just told me not to do that.
I'll take it out.
All right, cool.
I'll take it out. This weekend, I'll be at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club headlining Wednesday and Thursday, opening for Jim Florentine Friday and Saturday. So it should be a fun week.
Oh, nice.
And
so anybody, if you're listening to this, I'm not going to be at Governor's, but I will be at McGuire's.
Go see Mike at McGuire's.
And at Brokerage, I don't know if that changed, but if you're planning on going to either one of those shows, check the websites and call the clubs just to clarify. But I will be 1 show at McGuire's on Friday and 2 shows Saturday, I believe still at Brokerage.
Awesome, man.
With Joe List, which is great.
Yeah, Joe List is one of my favorite newer comics making, because he's on his way. He's getting a lot, he's just becoming more in the public consciousness, but he's like one of the best joke writers I've ever seen. So, go see Mike out in Long Island. Come see me down the Jersey Shore. You can get tickets for my show at joefernandez.net. You can go to MikeGaffneyLive.com for tickets for Mike. We will see you next week. Please send us any questions or topics you'd like to discuss. We have a few people that did rate us and review the show on iTunes. Keep that up. And you've been listening to All in Our Heads.
See ya.